Here we are. We're examining the contents of the 72-hour bag. And while we're looking at this, let's keep the 5 basic principles of survival in place. Our first principle is going to be fire. What do we have to start fire with? Well, I carry in the outside pouch of my Nalgene water bottle, there's a pouch there, and I have a fire starter kit there. I have some lighters, waterproof matches, and some little tinder packets. And some little fire starter bricks in there, so I can start a fire quickly if I need to. The next one is going to be shelter, and shelter is very important as well. And what I have with me is I have a rain poncho that can act as I can make a shelter out of. I have a 55-gallon contractor bag. That these things are super tough. They're large. You can use those as a mat. You can even make a poncho out of it. There's a lot of different things you can do. I have a good supply of these 52 by 84 Mylar emergency space blankets. This is another little baby I picked up. It's a portable shelter. It can act as a blanket as well. And then this little gem I picked up used on eBay. It's brand new, but I purchased it as used. That's a little emergency thermal bivy bag, like a little sleeping bag. So I got my shelter, immediate shelter requirements taken care of. Next, we're going to look at food and water. Now, this isn't a Nalgene bottle. It's a Nalgene type bottle. I use Nalgene bottles as well. And inside this one, I carry some foil packets of emergency drinking water. And the reason I have those in here is if I have to grab this bag and go, at least I know I have some start of water with me. The other things you're definitely going to want are some water purification tablets and some type of water filtration straw, like a Life straw. So I got my needs for water taken care of. Next thing we want to do is we want to be able to have the capability to signal. Now, if you look at my article in this month's newsletter of the Northern Martial Arts Association, you'll see I talk about some different ways to signal. What I have with me in the bag is right here is a signaling panel. It spreads out bright orange so it can be seen from the sky. I also have a signaling mirror, and I also have a whistle. Now, later on I'll be talking about GMRS radios and things like that, and of course your cell phone is great, but you're not going to always have cell phone service. You can't always count on that. Next thing you're going to want to talk about is first aid. All right, now inside my first aid bag, or my sustainment bag as I call it, I have what I call a boo-boo bag. That's got gauze, bandage, it has 4x4s, tape, antibiotic cream, and band-aids. This will handle most of your little emergencies. And then I also, on my bag, I also have a trauma kit, which has quick clot, compression bandage, tourniquet, all the things that are needed in the case of a traumatic injury. Going back to, I mentioned water, but I need to mention food. This is my sustainment bag. In my sustainment bag, I have some pieces from MRE meals in here. This right here was a pretty good find. 2,400 calorie emergency packet. They're like little bars to give you some nutrition. I also carry the foil packets of the tuna creations, nuts. I have beef jerky, beef sticks, just the things I need to get me started in an emergency situation if I needed food. Well, let's go over some of the other items that I have in the bag that I feel are a necessity to help your survival aspect a lot better. I have a nice fixed blade knife, and this one's made by Gerber. Has a self sharpener inside of it, and it's a really nice sturdy knife. Can be used for a lot of different survival conditions. I have zip ties, GPS. If you want to know your location, don't always rely on your phone. If cell service is down, or if you're in a location that doesn't have cell service, you can't rely on your phone. So I rely on a GPS. GPS are powered by a satellite system. The global satellite system never fails you. I carry a solar panel to charge and recharge whatever I can recharge my GPS unit. I can recharge my flashlight, which I'll get to. That's a really handy item to have as well. Extra batteries for my headlamp or any other item that I might have that's battery powered. This is a nice little find, an emergency fishing kit. That's nice to have in there. Definitely going to need some paracord. And for flashlights, I have a headlamp and I have a rechargeable LED flashlight. Some other items that are in the bag, I have some bug repellent, real strong bug repellent, some hand sanitizer, electrical tape, hand warmers. Going into this pocket right here, I have ammunition for my handgun, and I leave 2 pockets open so I can slide 2 rifle magazines in there. I carry a backup fire starter and a small multi-tool, as well as this little baby right here doubles as a flashlight and a magnifying glass. Nice for pulling out splinters, things like that. I have Kleenex, an extra set of eyeglasses. Okay, now I need readers if I'm going to read something or see something small, so I always keep an extra set of readers in there. These are great right here, the cellular light sticks. These are light green. They're great for, they'll give you sufficient light to see where you're going at night, or even as a marker at night. I carry a few of these. These are good for about 8 hours, maybe 12 hours. You say 12 hours on them. And I think last time I used them when I went camping, they were 12 hours. Carry a multi-tool. Multi-tool is always handy because there's all kinds of uses with these things. And going in here, oh, pad and paper. I always have a pad and paper in case I have to take notes on anything or want to make notes, or I can even use that the paper as fire tinder if I need it. Here I have a set of eyewear, protective eyewear, that's 3 lens, and it has yellow, clear, and smoke lenses in there. Those are always handy to have. You notice on the outside here I have a carabiner in case I have to hook this on to anything. I also have earplugs too, in case of any loud noises I may encounter. Rubber gloves and antibacterial wipes. I have plenty of room in this bag. Once I start putting things back in here, I have a nice pouch back here. I have a nice internal pouch here, and then the main compartment is right here, and I'll store a lot of items in there. Now, I was recently doing some research on YouTube, and you know, I get a lot of good tips off of YouTube, and what I'm talking to you here right now, this is just my setup. You can alter this in any way you want as long as you stick to the 5 basic principles of survival. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, here's my survival kit, which includes a compass, another pocket knife, bug bite stick, another emergency blanket. I have more matches, waterproof matches in there. I mentioned the paracord. Oh, here's a small saw to cut up small branches and things like that. So when you look at the whole kit, this whole kit, when I put it all back together, weighs a little bit over 25 pounds. And it's very important that you train with that bag. You want to do hikes with it. You want to do some exercises with it. You want to get used to carrying it. And like I started to talk about just a couple seconds ago, was when I was taking tips off the internet, the gentleman's video that I was watching was talking about using a colored bag that didn't look like a military bag, you know, not green or camouflage or anything like that. He was talking about just an average everyday colored bag, because if you're in a situation where you're trying to evacuate or anything like that, a military bag is going to make you stick out, and maybe you don't want to have that attention. I fully understand what he's saying. The only problem for me is I had this bag when I bought it was about $150, and I'm just not into buying another bag right now. So that's why I'm stuck with this one. I like this bag. This one particular bag is made by Blackhawk, but there are several bags out there. You can shop on YouTube. You can find these type of bags used. and in great condition, in nondescript colors. It all depends on what you find your needs to be, but the most important part is that you stick to those 5 basic principles: fire, shelter, water and food, first aid, be able to signal. Those are the things that you're going to want to make sure that you have covered in a survival situation. All right, well, listen, thanks for joining us.